Okay, I think we're good. Put this over here. Mike, this is recording. We're ready to record. Phantom power. Phantom power is off. I think we're ready to... Hair! I think we're ready to go. What's happening, Boot Junkies? Mike Delgadio here, back with another video on home studio setup for voiceover. Now, a few weeks ago during USB Mic Week, I think we did a review of the the Blue Yeti Pro. This one right here. And during that was a microphone that was on loan from a fellow booth junkie. And when we plugged it into the XLR, there was a fair bit of hiss, like to the point where I was like, this is terrible. This is terrible because it was just like unusably hissy. Okay, so now I have this plugged into my preamplifier. What? It's really got a lot of hiss to it, doesn't it? And the owner's like, that feels weird. I'm going to let Blue know. Blue's like, no, that's not right. And they sent him a new one, new in the box. And he sent it to me, new in the box, to see if the new one does it too. So Mike, thanks for doing that, man. That was really cool. And thanks for helping out the fellow boot junkies to see if the Blue Yeti Pro is right for them. Now, we're going to open this. We're going to hook it up. Phantom power's off. We're just going to take it right out of the box, put it in, and we're going to see what happens. So try and give this give this mic the best possible opportunity to shine. So, and I'm going to go right to the XLR. So let's open it up. All right. Just right finger in there. Gently. Tape. A little bit of tape. Okay. Sorry, the box was taped. All right, in the box we have the stereo dongle, because the USB, the Yeti Pro can also be stereo. Get your facts straight, Mike. USB cable, owner's manual, and the mic. All right, now this one has still the base attached. We're going to just try and attach. We're going to keep the base. I don't want to disassemble the base for the purposes of the video, so we'll just figure that part out. All right, so I have a stand here. I don't want to have it down here because then it'll be off camera. So I'm just going to use the mic stand, and we'll just connect it here for the purposes so that, one, it's in front of my face, and two, so that you guys can actually see it. Now, right now, you're hearing me over my Sennheiser shotgun mic, my typical mic setup. And so I'm just putting this in here. Now, with the USB, why do I keep doing that? With the Yeti Pro, they got the same starting sound. There's a 5-pin XLR jack, so you need the dongle that comes with it. And that's because this is a stereo mic in certain configurations. There's a configuration where it can be stereo. So you need to use the dongle, and the dongle gets plugged in underneath. Looks like it goes that way. And then depending on which mode you have selected on the back, it will either be stereo for the stereo icon, and all the rest are mono. And in the mono cases, from my recollection, you can plug into either one. Let me just confirm that in the manual before I go connecting this. Volume control output XLR 5-pin. When the Yeti Pro is used in the other modes, that's right, this is what I remember. The mono signal is cloned and output to left and right XLR connectors. Thought I remember that from the last time I read it. So we should be able to take either one. Now, Phantom power is off over on my for this channel, so I'll just plug it into the red. Click. And now let me go turn on Phantom power. You'll hear a click in here. 1 second. So now Can I hear myself? I hear this. Aha! Do we hear this? All right. So now I'm going to go turn this microphone. Well, I'll just switch it off because we don't need it. So now what we have, actually, I want to be able to hear it in my headphones. So I'm going to go turn this microphone off. 1 second. Okay, the gain is off on the Sennheiser. The gain is off on the Sennheiser. And so now we are listening exclusively to the Yeti Pro. What do we hear? Let's take a listen. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's compare that. So this microphone is 250, 265 in that range. I'm going to go grab another microphone, $150 microphone, to see how this compares. Let's just do that, to just see how this compares noise-wise. I do hear an underlying noise. So let's compare that and just do an apples to apples with another microphone. So this one is essentially 250, 260. So that would include all of the other mechanicals for the USB part. So taking that out, let's assume this is a $150 USB microphone. I'm sorry, $150 XLR microphone. I just reviewed a $150 XLR microphone that I still have. So let me put a $150 microphone instead of comparing it to a $1,000 microphone. Let's put a $150 microphone in here and just compare noise-wise. It's hard to get a sense because this one is super quiet. So let me just get the other microphone. All right, so this microphone is the Lewitt LCT 240 Pro. And this microphone is about $150 new in the box. It does require an interface. It is not USB. So trying to give an apples to apples capsule-wise and XLR-wise. So, sorry for the noise. This microphone, $150. It needs the adapter for the boom mount. So this is just a, 5/8 to 3/8 inch adapter. Turn off phantom power on this microphone. All right, so now all I'm doing is just going to give an apples to apples. I really probably should have contemplated this beforehand, but I want this to be a one take so you can actually just hear this microphone. So sorry that I'm doing this in real time on the video. But now that I've opened it. All right, so we'll put the Lewitt in its place. Connect it via USB, via XLR. Man, I'm having a USB on the brain today. And now I'll go turn phantom power back on. Let me just get this set up correctly. All right, capsule's about the same cable, same everything. All right, so now I hear both in my headphones. So we're going to test this after the fact. It didn't get appreciably louder hiss-wise. So here's what I'll do now, just so I can hear it in my headphones. I'm going to turn the phantom power to the Yeti off so we can leave phantom power and the same gain on to the Lewitt. Let's just see. Okay, so now we have just the Lewitt LCT 240. And I do still hear a little bit of underlying hiss. The question is it the same? So now we'll turn phantom power back on to the Yeti. And since we have them here, we'll just do a quick shootout with the sound quality. Now I'm hearing both in my headphones, so I can't really tell the difference in sound quality. We'll have to determine it in post. So now we've got two different microphones. As I said before, the Blue Yeti Pro is about $260, I think. And so this is a microphone that you kind of grow into. If you don't have an interface, you can start with this in USB mode. You get the advantage of all of the different patterns on the back. Yeah, we're in cardioid, just making sure. You take advantage of all the patterns in the back, and you can make this into, essentially, it's like the sound card. So you can hear yourself back. You can do everything. You can do everything with it. Then, if you decide you want to upgrade away from the USB internals of this and go to an external interface, like I'm using over in the control side, you can still use this microphone, right? A lot of times with USB microphones, you got to sort of throw it away when you're done and get a new XLR-based microphone, but the Yeti Pro allows you to grow into it. But at $250, you can skip this step and go right to this step. So you could do something like a Behringer interface, a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 interface, $60 and $99 respectively, and a $150 microphone, and get essentially the same thing minus the extra patterns and minus the USB functionality. So you can, don't have it tight enough. So you could skip this step and go right to this step for about the same price if you don't need the additional patterns that this one has to offer. Now, Lewitt, in some of its other microphones, does have a microphone that offers multiple patterns, but they're more expensive. I can't think. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't think of another microphone in this price point that also offers XLR only and stereo functionality, something that the Yeti Pro does have. So I don't think you can get all the way to feature parity with the Yeti Pro by going with the separate components. So there is still some stuff that you can do with this that you can't do with this. But if you're just looking at it for voiceover and you're only ever going to use cardioid, you may consider something like this. You may consider something like this. Hopefully that gives you a sense of the sound quality difference, if any, between these two microphones. And that's it. So I think this one is definitely quieter than the last one. Is it as quiet as this one? Because this one we established is a fairly quiet microphone. I do hear some underlying hiss. It's hard to know where it's coming from. It's definitely not coming from the preamps. I know that. Does that help? Does that help you make a choice whether you were looking for the Yeti Pro or a separate configuration? Maybe it does. Hopefully. I do feel like I'm hiding behind a cage back here. But hopefully that helps. Once again, thanks to Mike for sending us his replacement Yeti before he even got his grubby mitts on it. Thank you so much for sharing it with me, Mike. I'm really, really grateful for it, and I'm really grateful that you allowed me to share it with all the other booth junkies to help them make a decision to know whether or not this is right for them. That's all I have for you today. We'll be back with more Right Mic reviews real soon. So that's all I have for you today. So now go out and get yourself a microphone, maybe an XLR, maybe a USB, maybe a combo of the both, a hybrid one. Either way, go out and get yourself a microphone so that you can record something amazing. Thanks. We'll talk to you next time.